Hello, everybody. Welcome into my latest live broadcast. My name is Carey Holzman, and joining me is in the corner. Come on out from the corner. You can stand back here. Let everybody say hello to my friend Martin. Martin, hello to
hello,
everybody.
Audience. Hello.
Now, before we get too far, I always like to make sure that audio and video are in sync. It's a problem I have constantly when kicking off these live streams. And we want to make sure everybody can hear me clearly and
me. I'm probably soft-spoken, but I get loud every now and then.
he carries a really big stick.
Let's do it.
All right, today we've got a laptop we're going to work on, but again, before I get started, I just want to make sure we have good synchronicity with audio and make sure we're timed well there. Let me just step up a little bit closer so I can say hello to some folks here in the chat room. Hello to Jesse, Kirk, Don, Walters, Peter Dunstall, Renee Cusson, Patrick Russo, Speedy C, Robert Jones, Patrick Manny with Luke Greenia, Mark Baggett, Rick Hubbard, Glenn H, Michael Collis, John Craig, piano instrumentalist, Alej Tepej, Philip Musto, James Hook, Craig Lilly, Vern Mahoney, Michael Mancini. Running into a little bit of a hitting my upload bandwidth limit, which is 30 megabytes a second, and I'm already hitting it. So broadcasting out in 1080 with just a lot of with the 4K bitrate. I kept the 4K bitrate, but just lowered the res just to experiment today. Richard Prescott, hello to Steve Larkin, John Feinor. Past me, Eddie Casanova, Superman G. We're using the two microphones that are now matching. My thanks to John Jack Wilson for sending that additional mic. It's the first chance I've had to use them both. Good. Yeah, my frame rate may be a little bit high. Let me just make an adjustment. I'm sorry, not my frame rate. My bit rate is probably just too high. Let's take it down to there. And I'm gonna have to probably stop and restart, I bet. So give me just a minute, guys, I'm coming right. Okay, back with a slightly lower frame rate, and we'll see if we can maintain that. Oh no, still cranking up the kilobits a second there, but we'll see what it gets to. David Eames contributed £2. Thank you for that. And let me just check and see if we're doing a little better with regards to any frames dropping. Everything looks good on my side now. And hopefully we'll be able to move forward from here. I hope I don't have to keep adjusting this until I get it. It's nice when you get it right on the first adjustment. And there's about 90 seconds to 2 minutes from the time that we speak to the time that they hear us.
Really?
So I have to sort of stall waiting for the chat room to let me know that, and anytime I stop and restart the broadcast, I risk going out of sync again. So people are saying it's better, it's good, and hopefully still in sync. So my thanks again to Peter Dunstall, Luke Greenia, John Peck, Joseph Neal, Chris Chase, Glenn H, Rick Hubbard for confirming that we're broadcasting correctly now. Nice. I should go buy a lottery ticket today.
Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
So what are we doing today, Martin? What'd you bring me?
I brought you my Dell laptop. It's got the mechanical hard drives in it.
You sure this is a laptop? It kind of feels like a lug top.
A tank top.
Yeah, it's definitely built like a tank. That is a big screen.
It's 17.
Excuse me, I'm going to use my laptop. It's big. This is what? This is a Dell XPS
17.1,
17
or 3
Extreme?
or something like that. Yeah.
Core i7 came with Windows 7. We did this upgrade to Windows 10. We did that remotely.
Yep.
And it's got 2 mechanical drives in there somewhere, 2 of them. And we're going to change those out today for 2 solid state drives. And I see you brought Western Digital Blue.
1 terabyte.
These
each.
are 1 terabyte, 5-year warranty on those. Thank you, Rick Hubbard, a 3-pound contribution. He says 1 for YouTube and 2 for Carey. That's the way it works. YouTube takes about 30% of every contribution you see there. There's one screw right there, and I think that's all we have to do on this laptop to get it open. As a technician, this is the best you can hope for. Right. Sometimes some laptop manufacturers, or even some laptop models from the same manufacturer, are quite difficult to get into changing the drive.
And what I found out through some research is that this screw does not come out. It'll loosen up, but it stays with the...
So it captures the screw.
Yep.
That's good, good, good. Let's see if this will do the job.
Do we need to take the...
Yeah, we should take the battery out. There we go. Don't have to, really, for hard drive swap, but safety first. So that's about it. Maybe I didn't get it all the way. I thought I did. Still something holding it in there.
No, it's never been taken out. So.
Boy, something is really holding it in.
Want me to unscrew it while you?
Yeah, sure.
Try and.
In case it's just being trapped by something.
Boy.
There it is. It's just little plastic clips, and you just got to get the right angle on it.
And over time, without being
there
open.
And there we can see the 2 hard drives, one there, one there. And what we need to do is, I know your RAM is filled up. No, I take it back. There's one socket empty in there.
Right, I got 12 gigs.
So you could go to 16.
Yep.
Okay, so now we know how easy that is to get into. I mean, that's a best case scenario right there. If you're considering buying a laptop, if you're going to open it up and plan, hey, one day I might want to get in there and change the RAM or change the drive, you need to look at that before you buy the laptop.
Yeah.
Nobody does, by the way.
And I'm one of them that nobody did that.
No, you just look at the...
Never knew.
You look at the price. I'm going to just put this back on for just a moment. Just stick it back in there.
Wow.
And we'll put the battery back in, because what we're going to do first is we're going to clone your operating system that you have now onto one of these drives.
Fabulous.
We don't need to clone the second drive. The second drive will just be a copy and paste of what's ever on there. It'll be super simple. So you don't clone secondary drive. You can if you want to. It's just kind of a waste of time. When there's no operating system and there's nothing to boot from, there's no point in cloning. You just copy the material and copy it over to the new drive.
And when you clone it, do you use a program? Another software?
Yes, there's a lot of software out there that will clone. I like a piece of software called Acronis or Acronis. And it's funny because I'll read the comments and I'll see comments from people going, where's that Cronus? It's Acronis, which may be pronounced Acronis, or as I say it, Acronis. Acronis.
That's right.
Acronis. Acronis. You think that's clear?
Yep, because you're croning.
I'm croning. We're going to crone your...
Clone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what I need to do is I need to get a little adapter. I have a little adapter cable, which is the coolest thing. If you've never seen one of these before. Now, I need to remember to add a link to this. But this is a small cable. It's a USB cable on one side.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a power and SATA data connector on the other.
Looks like 3.0.
It is 3.0, USB 3.0. They sell for under $10 on Amazon. I've seen them on sale for $4.95. It's even got a couple of lights on here to let you know it's reading or writing.
Cool.
And this is all you need on a laptop size hard drive. So these are what we call laptop size. They're 2.5-inch drives. The bigger desktop drives, they require external power. And that's a little bit messier when you're trying to connect them through USB. But that's when they have these hard drive toasters, these devices. You can just slide it in the thing, and it's already giving it power and data. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to be in and out of this drawer.
That's okay, no problem.
Let's do this.
I did it already.
Oh, you already did it. Well, never mind me. You're on it. You're on top of it. All right, so in here.
It's called being nosy. Find out what I.
So what we do with these is we just set those over there, along with those instructions. And so here's the new drive right here. All laptop drives are the same. They're all 2.5-inch drives. Some have a different thickness to them and may not fit correctly. They may bounce around in there, depending on the laptop model you've got. And I'm just going to tear the tape off of here. Christoph Ash, who watches us in Germany, has contributed €3. He says, "Here's 2 Cokes for the working men and the YouTube fee." Right on. Thank you very much, Christoph. Yeah, when you're thirsty, you speak up. I'll get you something. Just need the audience to know I'm not intentionally like being rude. I'm thirsty. I've been thirsty all day today.
Go for it. Now, I believe these are what? 0.7 inches or inches, 0.7 whatever.
Millimeter.
Millimeters, yeah.
Yeah, usually. So what we do here is on the back of this drive, this is a brand new drive. This has nothing on it. It's brand new out of the box. This cable, as I mentioned, they're under $10 at Amazon. We're just going to put these two together. Now I have basically a flash drive.
Wow.
It's just that easy, right? And with that, we can take your laptop, we'll spin it around over here. And I've got the Acronis 2019 bootable rescue media, which you can make using the Acronis software. If this thing will focus. Come on, baby. You can do it. You can do it. It's not going to do it. Anyway, that's Acronis 2019. I've shown how to make these in other videos.
I think I do have
and we're going to do
USB 3.0s and
well, regardless, how long it takes. If it's USB 2, it'll just take a lot longer.
Let me put that in.
Yeah, would you plug that in? We don't want to do this on battery power because this could take a while depending on how full the current drives are you've got. So the first drive we're going to copy over is your C drive, which is 1 terabyte in size. I'm not quite sure how much data is on it. And the drive isn't going to transfer, or rather, Acronis can't transfer data faster than the interface, like USB 2 or 3, or faster than the source of the data, like a 5400 spin hard drive. This is probably going to take a little while. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to start by taking the Acronis bootable media and finding any USB port and just turning it on and figuring out how to get it to boot to that, which is usually like an F12 or F8. F12 it says. F12 for boot up options. And I missed the opportunity somehow. Oh, I see. F12 is all the way over here. So I'm going to let this finish doing its boot. I don't want to interrupt it. And then when I'll shut it down again, and we'll try hitting F12 at startup so I can select the USB device right here, which is blinking, but that's just Windows 10 acknowledging its existence. And what I'm going to do here, there should be the option of shutting down. There it is. Shut this back down. And then that, wait for the power light to go off. Any minute now. You're going to find that all of this happens a lot faster with the solid state drive. When Windows shuts down, it has to write a ton of files back to the drive. And this is slowing down your startup and shutdown times immensely, that you will notice right away. So that it just finally shut off. I don't know if anybody watched the clock on that, just so when we're done, we can compare it. So I'm going to do this again, and this time I'm going to hit F12, which is right here, and I can just start hitting it immediately and repeatedly, and I should get a startup menu. There it is.
There it is.
And we want USB storage drive, and it says starting Acronis loader.
Wow.
And you'll see the red light flashing. This is why I like a lot of modern flash drives don't have the LEDs anymore.
Right.
Then I get this menu, Acronis TrueImage 64-bit is what I want. It'll run a little faster than the regular Acronis TrueImage. If you've got a 64-bit processor, which most people should have, if your computer's within the last 12 years, it should be 64-bit.
This one is.
And if not, just run it at 32-bit if you're not sure. Now, with your laptop, we could trade positions. Like we could take out one of your hard drives and put in the solid state drive and then clone directly internally, which will be faster. The problem is I don't know which drive is drive C and which one's drive D. And then once I'm done, I have to move it back again. So I would rather do it this way because chances are people at home aren't going to have a laptop that has 2 hard drives. So the way I'm demonstrating applies to everybody with a laptop universally with 1 or 2 drives. If I were to do it the other way, utilizing your second drive, it wouldn't be very educational or helpful to most people because they likely don't have a laptop with 2 hard drives. So we've come up to the main Acronis screen, and at this point now I can plug in the new drive that we want to clone to. I just have to find a USB port somewhere.
Here's a 3 right here.
Will you plug that in for me, please?
Yes, sir. There it is.
Okay, and in just a minute, Acronis should recognize that. And we're going to go over to Tools. Right up here, it says Tools. And then we're going to choose Clone Disk. It's a very specific task when used to replace a current drive with a different drive, whether it's hard drive to hard drive to SSD, SSD to SSD, SSD to M2, or NVMe or NVMe to hard drive, or it could go any direction from any storage device.
Wow.
Okay, at least as far as a main storage device, like what would be a C drive. You wouldn't use this to copy CDs or DVDs. There's different software for that. We're going to choose the automatic clone mode and let Acronis pick for us.
Amazing.
And it's not seeing, oh, okay. So it's the drive we just plugged in does not appear here. And that's because the drive we plugged in is brand new with no partition and no format. So it can't be a source drive. It's saying disk 1 and disk 2 are just 600 gigs, not 1 terabyte. That's interesting. No, so we're going to select.
They're both 500 gigs, I think, in here.
Well, it says 600, interestingly. But I don't know. We'll find out when we take them out.
Yeah.
There's not much data on here. You can see there's a green bar. It's kind of hard for the camera to pick that up. Let's see if I can zoom it in for you. Let's bring it down a little bit this way. And so these are the 3 drives that we're seeing here. And I've selected disk 1. And then I will click on next. Now, ideally, it'll offer us the drive that we plugged in over there. It should appear as an optional destination of where we want that data to go, where we want to clone to. That drive must be larger than the amount of data you're moving. Like, it doesn't matter what size of drive you're cloning. What matters is how much data you're moving.
As long as it's bigger.
Right. It's got to be enough to hold the data you're moving. So if you have a 1 terabyte drive with 900 gigs of data, you can't move that to a drive smaller than 900 gigs.
Yeah.
Other than that, the size of each drive is irrelevant. Big or small, small or big, source or destination, completely irrelevant. It's all about the amount of data. Now, with a hardware imager, like sometimes they have these drive docks. You put your source drive in to the drive dock, you put your target drive in, and you hit go. And it copies every sector off of the source onto the target. With those, it takes a long time because it doesn't matter how much data you've got. It's going to read every sector, and it has to have a place to put every sector. That means your target must be the same size or larger as your source.
Wow.
So Acronis is more intelligent than that. OG Gaming has just contributed $20 to get your dog some treats and have yourself a Coke. Thanks for the great teaching. So OG Gaming is sending his computer in for an upgrade, which we'll do next week. And thank you to OG for your generosity, and I'm looking forward to working on your machine. I just need to grab my mouse and make sure that what am I doing? OG is a moderator. Good, good, good. All right, so our destinations have now come up. And there's disk 4. It says not initialized. Sorry, I need to grab this mouse. I need to keep the mouse with me is what I need to do. So we're going to go ahead and choose disk 4. That's that drive that we just plugged in. And click next. And it says right now the drive is completely empty. And when their clone is complete, it's going to have these 3 partitions and this much data with this much free space. So I click proceed, and Acronis does its magic right now. And this is really the toughest part of the job, is waiting.
Waiting. Now, does it do all the partitioning, or?
Yeah, it's going to do
everything?
All the partitioning and the formatting.
The formatting, that's
it is. It is essentially a digital photograph of your hard drive. So if your hard drive had infections and viruses and errors, removing all of that. This isn't fixing anything. We are creating a clone, a duplicate, a mirror, an exact replica, bit for bit, literally.
Wow.
Every temp file, all your browser history, all of it, bit for bit, from this drive to that drive. Acronis just sees zeros and ones and it moves them. Doesn't care what they are or where they are. It moves them. Hidden partitions, moves them. Everything. Acronis just works like magic. There are other cloning software packages out there. I don't find any of them to be as inexpensive, as affordable as Acronis is, as reliable, to have the history and the maturity that Acronis has.
Yeah.
And Acronis is not paying me to say that. That's just, it's a tool I use in my business. And I always tell people, you're only as good as your tools. Like, you could have a world-renowned surgeon and give him a pair of pliers and an X-Acto knife. You may not think that surgeon's so good, right? You may have an indie level mechanic and again, give him a pair of pliers and an X-Acto knife. Maybe not so good of a mechanic. Then you get into more of a MacGyver, what you can do with duct tape and the things around you, which is an entirely different skill. So the reason I use Acronis, and the reason, because people are like, well, you can use this and you can use this. And yes, you can. You absolutely, there's lots of other tools you can use. I don't find any of them as reliable, as compatible, as easy to use as Acronis. And so as a result, because it's like, if you hire me to do this and it takes too long or I don't do it right, your reflection is, I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I've left you with the impression with. So the tools that you choose as a technician that, you know, customers are paying you for, they're not paying you for your tools, they're paying you to do a job. You pay a mechanic to change your water pump and he doesn't have the tools to do it. You're going to be pretty upset.
Pliers and screwdriver just don't cut it.
This is not going to, you don't want the bolts all chewed up. And
Now with Acronis, don't they change every year?
Every year. Acronis 2020, I hope, will be out, or should have some information on it next month. Usually around fall, the new version comes out.
So you can't use one version?
Oh no, you can continue to use one version endlessly. If you so you can buy a subscription-based model where the subscription lasts for whatever the period of time is. Let's say, for example, you bought the subscription to Acronis True Image 2019 today.
Yes.
Then in August or September, when Acronis 2020 comes out, you automatically get that. You don't have to pay for it again. As long as you're within your 12 months, you get whatever's the latest for 12 months. If you buy the license, the one-time license, you can use that forever. But let's say we had Acronis 2012 and we wanted to clone an NVMe drive. Acronis 2012 doesn't know what an NVMe drive is. They didn't exist. You'd have to upgrade.
Yeah.
Or maybe you've got a newer piece of hardware or a smartphone that you want to clone or some other thing that the newer version of Acronis takes care of, but the older one doesn't. And all the backups you made with your older one are all readable and restorable with a newer version of Acronis, but it doesn't work the other way. I can't take an image I've created from Acronis 2019 and expect to be able to restore it with Acronis 2012 because the engineers didn't have a crystal ball, look into the future and decide how to decode those backups. They can always work backwards compatible, not forwards compatible.
It's like Word.
So because I'm I work with all different kinds of computers. I never know what a customer's got. I need a piece of software that can handle whatever the customer's got. And so it's important that I always have the latest version of Acronis.
The latest and greatest.
Otherwise, once again, the appearance is this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I'm going to say, I can't do the job because my software won't see your drive. Now, this can happen a lot of times with free tools or tools that come from a source that's perhaps doesn't have a support line that you can call. What you get when you pay for a product is the ability to get support. That's the main thing. I know there's a lot of free utilities out there. I could do this for free. Not if you're charging people for it.
No.
You're violating the terms of service of that free agreement. And furthermore, you're putting a lot of faith in something that if it screws up or doesn't work, you got no place to go. So it takes money to make money, and you invest in your tools wisely. Don't buy tools you don't need. Don't buy tools you're only going to use once unless you can charge the customer for it. And it's just critical. It's absolutely critical. Just like I said, the doctor analogy, the surgeon. The tools are critical to the surgeon.
Yeah. Well, this is just like being a doctor. My gosh, a doctor has got to keep abreast of everything.
Well, except that this is changing every year. That new hardware is coming out all the time. We've got PCI Express 4.0 is being introduced. The new Ryzen chips are coming out. Intel's got their new chips coming out. There's always, the only constant is change. And so just trying to stay on top of it, being able to service a computer 10 years old, and being able to service a computer that I just built, and be able to assemble it and do everything I need to do with it in an efficient and timely manner where I can still earn a profit and have the consistency of quality that I demand. So that's the magic sauce. That's the formula. And there are a few tools that I rely on for things like this. I like MemTest 86 if I suspect bad RAM. It's a great free tool. When it comes to cloning, when we're talking about people's personal information, their applications, the personalization and the connection people have with their computers, it's important to maintain that. It's important to try to not alter that in any way, in any repair. Don't move customers' icons, don't change their wallpaper, don't change their screen resolutions, don't move things around, leave it the way you found it, just fix it. I don't want the mechanic returning my car to me with the seat and the mirrors all adjusted out. I mean, if they have to, they have to, but I'd rather they didn't.
And this
I don't want my radio flipped on or off, just leave it alone.
This right here, with a Cronus in there, does everything like you say. Fabulous. Unbelievable. Now, this thing here is just...
It's working.
It's working.
And you see the lights? There's a red light that says it's got power. And there's a blue flashing light. The audience can't see it. And it's just letting you know that data is being read or written to that drive. And it's important you don't unplug a drive, either from the USB port or from the drive. Don't unplug either side of it while those lights are flashing. True on a flash drive too. Again, that's why I like flash drives with lights. If that light is blinking, that means there's activity. You do not unplug during activity unless you just want to risk corrupting the data, or worse, shocking the heck out of the controller so it just doesn't work anymore and just be like a stick. Might as well be a piece of wood hanging out of there.
If you don't have a controller, your hard drive is not a hard drive.
Well, it's more of a doorstop at that point. Yeah.
Now, how long is it? Oh, I see. We're hitting about a third.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Yep. Cronus is always very optimistic about the time left. It's saying 4 minutes. That's like when my wife says she needs 5 minutes. It's kind of like that. You're like, all right.
I don't want to go there. Yeah. But I relate. Yeah. Yeah.
You want a chair? You want to sit down?
Once this is complete with all those solid state drives in there, I know how good it works.
Oh, it's going to be like a brand
Windows 7, putting 10 in there. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you were reluctant to go to 10, weren't you?
Very.
And now you've had it for what? 3 weeks?
2 weeks, 3 weeks, yeah.
And?
Yeah.
Wish you did it sooner? What advice, what would you say? All right, because you're just the average, ordinary computer guy, you have a computer. What would you say to yourself about the upgrade to Windows 10 and the anxiety that you had about it?
I was frightened about it, didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I said, well, since they're stopping support for Windows 7, do 10 and just learn with it. And I was surprised. It does, I don't know how to say it in words, but...
you want to do it in a song or a dance?
I think so. But anyhow, yeah, it's almost like Windows 7 in a way. that I know, but it's a lot faster. Like I said to Carey after it was done, can you slow my computer down? Not the laptop, but the one he built for me.
Yeah, that's a request nobody ever asked.
Except for me.
Tongue in cheek, you weren't serious. All right, let's take a look here in the chat if anybody's got any questions for me. What do we have happening here? Winston Angloos contributed $2 Canadian. Winston watches us from Vancouver, Canada. Milos Stokic says hello from Serbia. Ben Fitzpatrick has contributed $5. Says, hey, Carey, good on you for being so cool, bro. This coming Tuesday is my 28th birthday. Here's $5. You rule. Do you remember your 28th birthday?
No. Don't let anybody know about birthdays. Come on.
Malix482 has contributed $5. Thanks, you guys. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. Appreciate that very much.
It is beautiful.
Once again, joining me, my friend Martin. Martin, how long have I known you, Martin?
Ever since you went to the computer club at Grand.
Sun City Grand?
Yeah.
That was when, what would you say?
I would
about
say
28?
Years ago. Yeah, that's the first time I ever went to
first
the
and last
computer
time you ever
club.
went to a computer club.
And I got your book.
Oh, so we had to be 2005, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
2004, 2005.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did a big tour to promote the book back in the day.
And I still have
that's
it.
what, 14 years ago.
Yeah. Does that book apply today?
Not at all. I mean, if you need something to keep you warm in the wintertime, you can rip out the pages and set them on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Newman says hello from Sydney. Hi, good day, Paul. Tommy Turner's contributed £5. Says, thanks, Carey, from a 75 years young man in Leeds, UK. Keep up the great work, and thanks a lot. Well, thank you.
I can relate to him.
Why, you like tea?
No, years young.
You know, attitude is everything. Mirora, I don't know. How do you say that?
Yeah.
Has contributed $2. Says, hey, I'll watch Edith while playing my MMORPG.
Whatever that
Massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
Like you said, I'm the only kind of computer person.
Yeah. Oh, look at Jimmy stretching out. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, stretching out there, boy. Such a rough life.
Rough.
PE4 Doors is contributed. I'm sorry. It says hello from Long Island.
Wow.
So how do we say hello from Long Island? What are you looking at? No, that's maybe the Bronx or Brooklyn.
My wife's son has a friend that lives in Long Island. That's.
Do you wanna sit down? You want a chair?
I'm fine. If I get to the point where I need to sit down, I will just say, "Hey, the floor looks good. I'll join Lyle."
Craig Lilly's waiting for the movie version of my book to come out. I'm gonna get George Clooney to play me. No, maybe John Cusack.
I think John
Lovitz. Don't say it. Oh, let's see. It's Lawn Island. Get it right.
Lawn.
Lawn. You want some coffee? Go down to 22.
Exactly how she says it too.
Lawn.
Coffee. No disrespect. Hey.
Oh, well, if we can't make fun of ourselves. The Bicycle Lady says hello from South Florida.
Wow.
How'd you like to be there in July?
Humid.
Mosquitoes, gators. And some of the most interesting nationwide news starts in Florida.
Mm.
They don't serve Long Island iced tea much here. You ever try and get a Danish in Denmark? Get you arrested.
Probably. And probably shot.
New York steaks, not in New York. And Superman G says to the bicycle lady, hello from Central Florida.
Wow.
So now the Floridians are talking amongst themselves.
That's amazing. All over. My gosh.
Paul Newman says he hopes I get my new floor soon. Yeah, me too. Roosevelt Welcome joins us from Louisiana. And I don't know how to say this name. Aneneman Van de Elzen says hello from Holland.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want me to read that, I'm blind in one eye and can't see out of the other.
Gary Whitaker's in Oklahoma. Trevor Doon joins us from Ireland. Sláinte.
A Sooner. All right.
I try and find a greeting that's unique to the area. Maybe I should just stick with hello.
With me, that's about it.
Joseph Neal says he's from the UK as well. Fabrice joins us from France. Dennis Kine says, I just contributed $20 through PayPal. Very nice. Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate the support to the channel. We're almost done. It still says 4 minutes. See, it still hasn't changed. 4 minutes. But we're nearing the finish line here. Mokum Vapes says hello from Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
Wow, Amsterdam.
Mark Baggett joins us from Massachusetts. I always thought, wouldn't it be bad? Wouldn't it be terrible to be a 4 or 5 year old kid in school and they're making you spell your address? Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah.
John Craig is joining us from Yorkshire in the UK. I got some cheese the other day, and I figured I want to do a British, because the British, they know how to do tea, beer, and cheese. It's like,
really?
And fish and chips. That's like the penultimate British foods right there. And so when it comes to cheese, the British have like just all kinds of different cheeses. Like they just like no other culture. You know, the Swiss, what do they have? The Swiss cheese. But the British, they've got all these weird cheeses. So anyway, I was in the mood to try something not too different. Like, I like cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
I know, big stretch there, right, Carey? And I like a sharp cheddar. I like a sharp, tasty cheddar.
Yeah.
I don't like a mild cheddar. It has no flavor at all. It's just texture. So there's this cheese, and I forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it right, but I believe it's called a red. It looks like it's spelled Leicester, but I believe it's pronounced Leicester. Red Leicester.
You got me.
And it's made the same way cheddar cheese is made. It's a similar manufacturing process, but it's a much stronger cheese. And I thought, I'll just get a little brick of it and try it. I shouldn't have done that. I must have more. As soon as I run out of it, I will be looking for more. And it's not red. The cheese, I guess you can get it. They use anisette or something to color it red.
There's a company in Oregon. I can't think of the name of it right now. They make a cheese and cheese curds. You ever have cheese curds?
Oh, yeah. Well, growing up in Michigan, Wisconsin was right there, and Wisconsin's known for their cheese curds. And my friend Subaru Mike, he's from Wisconsin. I was trying to think of the city, but it's eluding me at the moment. And anytime he buys cheese curds locally here, he's like, no. And he actually brought some back from Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're so good.
I'd say he brought me back a bag, but Mike ate half of the bag on the road trip. And he said, "Here, I brought you some cheese curds," and then presented me with half a bag of half-eaten cheese curds, which were great. But I was like, did you need $5 to buy an extra bag? It's a long way to go.
Did he ask you to share?
Yeah, in fact, he did. In fact, I didn't even get the half of the bag that was left because he wasn't watching me eat. He was like, "Let me show you how you eat a cheese curd." They'll have a squeak to them when you bite them. They squeak. John Wilson's contributed 20 bucks, says, hey, howdy, Carey, a chat just for whatever. John, so that person right there, John Wilson, contributed that microphone that you're wearing right now. This is the first time that we're using it. And the audio with a 2-microphone setup should be the best it's ever been. This is the first time it's ever been configured. I probably still have a little tweaking to do, but...
So we can hear me now. Hello?
Yeah, you should sound great.
Good.
And it looks like my good buddy Mitch Morrison joins us. Welcome in, Mitch. Mitch should be joining me on Monday. We're going to do some testing of Scythe coolers. Newcomer says, good afternoon from Hunker, Pennsylvania. We just had the Philly Pretzel Company open up down in Goodyear. I didn't know pretzels were a thing in Philly until I went there a few years ago, and they have pretzel shops, like donut stores. They're just hot pretzels. And they're funky looking. It looks like sort of half of pretzels. It's long and skinny, and it's attached to like 3 others, so like in batches of 4. They consider that to be like 1. So it's like this big.
Oh my Lord.
And then of course you have your dips and stuff for it. And anyway, so they just opened one up here, and it's really, really not good for me, but it's cheap.
I wonder, does it taste as good as it does where it's made in Pennsylvania? Or?
I can tell you that when I had pretzels in Pennsylvania, I could tell you the texture and the shape and the way it looked, and that's all the same. And it did come from Pennsylvania with all the same recipes and tools to cook. So in theory, with perhaps the difference in the water between here and there, they have the look, and they have and they're cheap. They're really inexpensive. So anyway, so this just says that the disk was successfully cloned. If we zoom in on that.
Wow.
Well, I've been stalling for time waiting for this thing to finish. It does tell us that we need to turn the computer off and swap the drives out now.
Wow.
So at this point, I can just hold this power button in until the machine shuts off. And that's true on all laptops, even on desktops. If the machine ever doesn't respond, just hold that power button in. And that's been the truth for about 20 plus years with every computer ever made. A lot of people don't know that. And then what we're going to do, we're done with the Acronis flash drive, and I'm going to just put that away. And you'll see I didn't install any software. We're going to unplug this drive because it's now ready to be installed, and we'll set it aside. Pull power. We don't want to work on the laptop with power applied, and that includes removing the battery. Although again, when dealing with a hard disk drive, it's not like we got to deal with voltages, but we don't want to accidentally turn it on like when we're that would be the opposite of good. Yeah. And now I have to figure out which drive is drive C and which one's drive D. But what we can do, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to pull both drives out. There's a method to my madness. So once again, here's the inside of this laptop. And you couldn't ask for a better design. 1 screw, access to the memory and the drives. That's pretty much anything that you'd want to change out of the laptop.
Unbelievable.
That would be upgraded. And I don't know which one is C. Doesn't really tell us, does it?
I thought it did, but...
Well, it doesn't really matter. They're both coming out anyway. So what I'm going to do is if you look, just to show the folks at home, right down in here, there's a screw right down in there, and there's one in each corner. And then that's going to release the drive. When those 4 little tiny black screws are removed, we'll be able to remove the drive. And they're tight for some reason. Yeah.
You must have put Loctite in.
Those are really tight. Drives don't need to be in that tight, but that's probably how they did it at the factory, since you say you never opened it up before. So I'm gonna try this. Getting serious now.
Should we take wagers to see which one is C drive and which one's the D drive?
Sure, you got a 50-50 shot. Let me get my glasses out. Maybe I can read something here. This side up. Nope. Yeah, I don't see any indicator. Oh, it just took that right out. No problem. Not that one. That one's no problem. That one's no problem. So far, just one stubborn one. Well, 2 stubborn ones. 3 stubborn ones. 4 stubborn ones.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Should I bring the crowbar out?
You got one?
Not with me.
Well,
my
that's
gosh.
probably a good thing. I might take you up on it. You want to be real careful. You don't want to force anything. You don't want to strip the heads of those screws out, because then you think they're difficult to get out. Now, you just wait. So we'll just go with a finer Phillips tip screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can get, yeah, that's just loose. I can't get a bite in there at all.
I got some jeweler screwdrivers, but they're at home.
No, I've got some too. In fact, one of my viewers sent me some. I think Nick Poverman, if he's in the chat room, sent me some jeweler's drivers, which I don't use very often, but they're just one of those tools that you're glad you got them when you got them.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, you nervous?
Oh,
These are the jeweler's drivers here.
Oh yeah.
So one of these I
Those
do check.
they should work.
Let's try the biggest.
Lot, but you got good handles on them too to
Yeah,
get
they're
some
rubberized. They're comfortable.
to get some torque.
You see, I take care of them. I keep them in their package so I don't lose them. Nothing. We're just not getting anywhere with this. Not good.
No.
Okay, let's go to the next one down. See if we have better luck here. Nope, we do not. Okay, now what? Those are way too tight.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Let me see what else I've got. These are real world problems they don't generally show you in YouTube videos. They're like, just remove the screws, and then they move on. Like, just the removing the screws part could be an adventure. All right, I got another kit here. We'll see if this works any better. If I can figure out how to open it.
Might need to use an impact wrench on that thing.
These might be too small.
Yeah.
These are like for really small. Yeah, it's just dancing in there.
I've stripped many of.
They just should not be that tight.
From not having the right.
So these look like little guitar picks, and these are used to separate plastics. Like if you're taking apart a laptop and you don't want to,
Oh yeah.
you don't want to scar it, and you don't
And
want
cell
to break the
phones.
clips. Yeah, cell
And
phones,
cell
tablets. Same with these. They're just little pry bars that don't damage the plastic. So this is a very special kit. And this kit will, as you use it, degrade and become unusable as each piece gets marred up. You know, it's generally, it's not like a tool that you'll keep forever. It will degrade in time.
Oh yeah.
But let me see what else I've got with regards to Phillips drivers that are small. Now I have a set of jeweler screwdrivers from the 1980s. And maybe one of these will do it.
Who knows? They may work. Those are the kind I have. Yeah.
Oh, yours are from the 1980s too?
Probably.
We're so close.
I don't understand why it's so tight.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. It's ridiculous. I mean, somebody really drove those in. I just can't seemingly get enough leverage. It does fit into the head of the screw, but it doesn't want to turn at all. I mean, it is jammed.
While you're doing this, I'll do a song and dance and keep company.
Let's try something here. Let's crank this up. Nope. Come on. I mean, it won't even start. All right. I gotta think outside of the box now. Let's see what I have. Sorry, just checking something on the computer. Let me think. What else do I have? Maybe. Maybe. I bought these because they were colorful. They're just a bunch of 6-inch long bits for the driver. And I got a couple of different Phillips on here that maybe will be what I need.
Boy,
see how lucky we are.
I ran across this when I was working on a car, but on a computer, jeez.
Nope. I'm pretty sure this one ain't gonna fit. Nothing. Thinking. I have more bits. All right, we're gonna try this.
Yeah, I like these screwdrivers.
This one's probably too small. Ooh. Could be lucky. Or I can strip the heck out of it. Do you feel lucky? Nope. Nope.
Jeez.
Nope.
Of course, you know, they're in tighter than...
All I'm getting is shredded metal. Metal shavings. So I got to be really careful with that because they're going to get much more difficult to get out the more we fail.
Don't want to strip.
It's interesting because, well, people are fascinated with the technological aspect of moving the data from one drive to the other. What people overlook is the simplicity of removing the screws. Seriously, like there needs to be a YouTube video that shows how to remove the screws. Everything else is easy. Like the technology side of it, super easy.
Well, you know how Murphy's Law goes.
Yeah, I do. And that's not gonna work. Can I get a straight edge in there? No. Maybe a small one.
That's what I dislike about Phillips when they're hard to get out.
Yeah, I'd almost prefer Torx to this.
Yeah, Torx.
It's almost becoming a Torx the way I'm going.
Good.
Yeah, that driver is just a little too large, but I do have some other drivers that are straight edge that might be just small enough to get us in there, but we're not going to have much to bite. These are old and dusty, like me.
The problem with jeweler's screwdrivers is that it's kind of hard to get some torque on.
That's exactly it. Like this fits in there. I cannot. I don't know if people are getting conveyed the concept of just how tightly these screws have been installed. And honestly, if there was just one in each corner, that would have been enough. They didn't need to put one in each. And if they did, they certainly did not need to be anything more than snug.
Are these screwed onto the motherboard or what?
Yeah, I mean, there's effectively, yeah, they're screwed into the board.
Wow.
Might have to drill them out. Something that should be incredibly simple.
And then you got to
has become incredibly complicated.
Something that goes in there and you back screw it out. Yeah. Well, what's next on the agenda?
Got a hammer?
I think I left it in the car. Jimmy.
You know, I have this old Phillips screwdriver that I've had for 20 years. It's very small, and the reason I kept it was because of how well it fit in small screws.
Yeah, because I'm looking at this and it doesn't even want to grab it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
Put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes. I'd rather not put somebody's laptop in my refrigerator, but thank you for the suggestion. I'm thinking, that's thinking inside of the box.
Yeah. That's...
Just cannot get anything to grab. Nope. Absolutely not. Nothing. Okay, running out of ideas. We might need to get some anesthetic. Might have to do a little surgery. I am hesitant to use this, but this is a screw extracting kit, and it's designed to bite into the screw and remove it one time, never to be used again. That means if I do that, we'll have to use what screws we've got left over. Now the screws are rather small. They're not very deep. You know, once we get them started, they won't take many turns to come out, but they are so locked in.
Are they machine threads?
Yeah, yeah. A 3-pound find adjustment tool is what they're recommending.
Wow.
Sounds about right to me. I can't say I've ever had this happen. It's not uncommon you find one sort of stubborn screw, but we've got 3 on this drive that are
4 altogether.
tight.
8 screws altogether, and half of them are just froze.
Mm-hmm. getting hot in here. Martin.
Yes.
There's a first time for everything.
Yeah.
And for the very first time on my channel, I'm breaking out power tools. Yeah, 120 volts of a drill designed for serious machine work. Do not try this at home unless it's a laptop you don't care about.
Good grief.
Yeah. My screw extractor kit.
Mm-hmm. I know. On my car, I had a bolt head that just broke off. So I had to.
The problem is there's going to be metal shavings in here,
Yeah.
and we've got to be very careful to not leave any. Right now, people are like, "Don't do it, Carey. Don't do it. Don't do it."
You don't have a.
By the way, this tool takes a lot more time than that. I'm trying to take a shortcut, which is probably going to cause me more harm than good. Using these kind of tools takes an extreme amount of patience. And again, when we're done, I've got to make sure I get all of the shavings out of there. This is not a good idea. At the moment, I'm exercising poor judgment, and it's because I'm frustrated. Sometimes in cases like this, it's best to just walk away. That thing is not coming out.
Do you have a hand tool?
So I have a what?
The hand tool that'll hold that bit.
No, these bits are so tiny. And honestly, the first time I used them, I was so upset with how poorly they worked that it wasn't the solution that I was hoping it would be, that I said I'm never going to use them again. And they were put up on the shelf until just now. So there's another thing I can try. Just got an idea. Ray Sedbury says he's got a paramedic standing by. I have an idea. That'll bring my view numbers up. So these are just a pair of wire cutters, and I'm wondering if I can get up underneath that screw and grab it with these wire cutters and spin it. If I can just spin it a little bit, if I can just get a grip on the edges and get it to like a quarter of a turn, then I have no doubt I can get it out.
Yeah, you just gotta break it somehow.
Yeah, we gotta break it free. So the good news is this is gripping the edges. It's getting a nice good grip. But when I go to turn it, it's just so tight. Remember, I don't know if this is the C drive or the D drive. I mean, regardless, it's got to come out. But it's my hope that this is the C drive and I can at least get the one SSD in there.
Does not want to budge.
Yeah. Just don't have enough room to maneuver.
Nope.
Okay, it's time to go old school. So, we've now escalated to the buck stops here, and the game stops. Right now.
Yep.
This is all about to come to an end.
You have to screw it, drill it out.
This is an impact tool.
I should not have said impact wrench.
There's nothing will stop this. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just coming up like butter. This one's 5/64. We'll try that. We'll go a little bigger. Make that hole just a little larger.
You think you're going to get the head off of the screw?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm going to try to do. Oh.
There
Got
it
it.
is.
A bit of focus. See, I told you. Buck stops with that one. There's nothing that thing won't take down or destroy. Now, putting it back together, that's where things get a little tricky. Now, this should pull up. Pulls away and then up. So there's the one.
And there are all the shavings.
Yeah, and I just want to get my canned air.
Do you have any tape? Try and pluck the tape up with tape first.
You want to hit it with some tape and try and...
Yeah, because I think...
Yeah, because otherwise we're just blowing it around, right?
Yeah. Unless you have a vacuum cleaner that'll suck it.
I have one, but not that tiny. I got a tiny leaf blower. Will that help? So these are some of the metal shavings.
Wow.
There's a lot of them.
Want me to start plucking away, or you need to?
Yeah, go right ahead. All we're trying to do, folks, is get those metal shavings out of that laptop, and then we'll blow away what remains, and I'm going to try and blow them out this way.
Oh,
that was a good idea. Use that screwdriver as a little point to get on that tape.
There, let's see what that looks like. You want to take a peek? And
yeah, let's take a look in here.
Since I don't have my
oh, there's just little tiny bits left in there. Okay, good enough. Now, we have to take out 4 more screws. There's a little caddy that this drive is installed in, and there's 2 screws on each side. One here, one there.
Ooh,
same on the
there
other side.
it is. HDD 1.
Oh, you're right. It does say
HDD 2.
It does say once we've removed the drive, just to give you guys a look, it does say hard drive 1. So I was attacking the correct one. Attacking the other one will take longer because there's still 3 screws stuck. So what I want to do is go back to the original driver I was using, which is this one, and hopefully these screws, which should be the same exact screws anyway, will just come right out. Oh, those are a little wider, so they're different screws. People think, you know, I got a Phillips driver. Well, just because you have a Phillips driver doesn't mean it's going to fit the head of the screw. And if it just barely fits, it's super easy to strip these things out.
Very. And especially when you use a soft metal for a screw.
Well, the manufacturer shouldn't be tightening them like that for obvious reasons. They do have Loctite on them. I can see the blue. Where did it go? I heard it. There it is.
Did you get it?
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. You see it's a magnetized screwdriver that keeps life simple. Now, it's important that we install the new drive in the same orientation. So this one has the connector facing up. We will place the same drive in the same position, lift the caddy off, slide it over, and just put the 4 screws back in. Did you get that? What size does it say that drive is? Or you need glasses? It's a Samsung branded.
Yeah. Samsung. Here, I'll let you have. Focus, focus.
But this camera can be frustrating sometimes. It is on autofocus. Might have to take it off.
There it
is. There it was.
Yeah.
Come on. I think it's on you. There we go.
Let me get there. Get out of the way.
Made in Korea. Don't see a size. Made in March of 2011. 640 gigabytes.
Wow.
That's a weird size, isn't it?
Yeah.
640. At what speed? What RPM? 7,200 RPM, 640 gigs.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very.
Didn't feel like 720 to me, or 7,200 to me. Did not feel like that.
Because we know when I ordered it, they said 500 gig. Oh well.
Getting that last one to line up.
Yeah, like I say, loosen. You get it?
Yes. All right, we can use 3 of these screws to put it back in. It's just going to go right back the way it came out, which is these connectors have to go in first, and you push down. Push it down towards the back of the laptop, and eventually it should seat. Or, in this case, we have to put it in the front. Put the front in and slide it forward. It's not going to let me do that either.
Yeah. I think you're right the first time. This goes in first.
I think so, but I'm going to try it this way anyway.
Yeah, slip in.
Yeah, it's just...
Connectors won't let you.
It's very close. I mean, I'm right on the edge. Something, somewhere, is just blocking it. Don't use any force when you're working on a computer. Things should go in easily. There. So I put in the front first, then I can slide it back and then into the connector. And I feel like I could probably go in a little bit more than that. Maybe not. That may be all she wrote. And I'm going to ignore that one screw we drilled out, and we'll put the others back in. And I'm going to use this jeweler's driver, which is not going to allow me to torque it down because I don't have enough leverage. And really, we only need 2, honestly. Just 1 in each opposite corner. That drive's not going anywhere. Now, with a mechanical drive, obviously they want to secure it more because any sort of movement while the drive is reading or writing could damage it, but you don't have that problem with a solid-state drive. So we don't lose the screw, I'll just go ahead and put it in there for now. If we end up having to drill these out, we'll still be able to put 2 in each one. That's my line of reasoning at this point. Okay, so now we're looking at it with 1 SSD installed and then the other mechanical drive right there. And what I'm going to do is we'll just fire it up. Let's see how it runs. We'll throw the battery in here real quick. For the test, I can leave the cover off of it. Just be careful. Don't set it down on anything metal. We'll see if your battery has a charge.
Oh, it does.
Let's see what your boot time looks like. I haven't done anything yet, Martin.
Well, that's a lot faster than what it did do.
I don't know. Rich Robbins says, "Here comes the smoke."
Oops. Let me fan it away.
I'm bothered because I don't see the little rotating dial.
I don't
know what's
either.
going on here. But we'll give it a minute.
Unless you want me to put the brick on it.
Don't think it's a power issue. And this is why we test it before we put it all together, by the way, just if there's something not seated correctly or if we've left something out. It certainly should have done something by now. Let's take another look. Let's take another look. Actually, wait, let me just turn it back on. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I don't know, something stuck. I don't know why. It's moving now. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Well, there's a set of tools for you. Scotch tape, canned air, impact drill. Okay. And just log in as you. Now you remember how long it took to shut down before, right? Let's see how long it takes to shut off now. Start, shut down, right there. Let's see what it does. I'll let you know when the light goes off. It's off.
It's just that boot up the second time. I was big difference.
All right, so we know everything we've done so far is working. Then the question is, how badly do we want this other one out? I guess it really doesn't matter. If we have to destroy these screws, they really don't matter. They're not that critical anymore. Yeah, I don't know what choice we're gonna have here. In fact, when I drill these out, I'm concerned we may not be able to get another screw back in.
I think you're right.
Is it biting? What if we can get a pair of pliers around that? Well, it's going to ruin this driver if I do it. But that's what it's for, right? Nope.
Did it?
Mm-mm. It just stripped it out. It's in there so tight that even when the screwdriver gets in there. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I think I get this one. I did. I got one. What you've got to do is you've got to put a lot of weight.
Push
it way down. And hope for the best. It ain't coming. Nope.
That's crazy.
Agreed. Whoa, screw came out. You know how I did that?
And where'd it go?
It's right here.
Here, wait, these, don't want to lose these two. You don't want to lose these two screws.
It's right there. Got it.
That's what you call using the right tool for the right job.
Yeah, instead of drilling it out, I'm putting the drill in reverse, and it just bit enough to drag that screw out. But we won't reuse that screw. But at least we can put another screw in. We're not ruining the hole.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do this. Let's get lucky one last time.
I'll set this one over here.
Yes, same exact thing happened. As I'm reversing the drill, it eventually bites into the screw and it pulls it out, and it's such a high rotation RPM.
Where's your magnetic one?
And then there's the last one right there. Drill on reverse.
Can I have the joy of trying to work this out?
Yeah, you're gonna grab that and pull it towards you.
Yeah.
And now lift it up and out. That's it.
Yeah, okay, and I think this screw here might be the driver.
You got it. You're doing it.
Man.
What an exciting adventure, huh?
When I said impact wrench, I was only kidding.
Well, When you see me breaking out Ryobi tools, you know something serious is about to go down. You know everything just got real. You're liking that too much.
Even these are tight. Okay. Now, let's see here. Okay, let's see here. I think that's... Do I have it in the
So
right?
what you want to do...
I'm trying to make sure I have it in the...
Yeah, just set it down on the table like this. You got all 4 screws out?
Yep.
So you line it up the same way. We just lift this off.
And slide her on down.
And then just put those screws right back in.
Yep. I'm gonna... Wow.
My hands have metal shavings all over them now. And we got to clear those little metal shavings out again. Although it's not as extreme.
Wow.
Should have did that on the first one. On the first one, I drilled in with the idea, with the intention of drilling it. I should have had the drill on reverse the entire time because that was obviously much more effective.
Man, these things here is...
So what do you think of that, ladies and gentlemen? No obstacle is too big to be overcome.
You made the other one, when you put it together like this, look so simple.
Well, after you do that about 20,000 times, it just kind of comes natural. Well, you making any progress in there?
Oh, yeah. Yep, those 2 screws are done. Done. I put
One in each
screw
corner?
in here and one there.
Perfect.
Those 2 there.
You feel confident?
Well,
Think it's going to work?
It's not going to go anywhere. I can guarantee you that, because now, how do you format?
Yeah, we'll get into that here in a moment.
Okay. Now, how many gigabytes? What's the size of that one?
Should be 2 the same exact drives.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Let me get out of the.
Yeah, 640. All the information is right where I'm wiggling my finger, a little square box right there. Yeah, I mean, these still work. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just old and slow. I'm always amused when people say things like, I'm so worried because my solid state drive has a limited number of writes to it. So shouldn't I put all my temp files and active files on a mechanical drive, which doesn't have that limit? People don't seem to understand that it would be like if I said, this thing will last you 150 years. Only 150 years, but the other thing will last 275. Regardless of the limited write cycles of an SSD, it will far outlast, by average, any mechanical drive you own for other reasons long before it hits its write limitation. It's so unlikely for anybody to ever realistically hit that. It's possible, like if somebody's just an extreme, they're writing petabytes of data. But for the most part, it's not likely to ever occur that the reason your SSD dies is because of write cycles being worn out. It would be a computer that's 25 years old before that happens.
I wonder if I sent one of these to Dell and say, I need 3 of these.
But you really don't need them. They're not going anywhere.
I know.
But you could. I'm sure that they could send you some others.
I wonder what they would do. Because, trying to... I mean, if I went looking around for them, I'd be there all...
Where is the
Want this?
cable?
The what?
The little cable that was here. The little SATA cable.
I think you put it away.
Why would I do that? I wasn't done with it yet. Did I do that? Shame on me.
Now, in order before you put this in it, you have to turn it off first?
No, you can plug power in anytime.
Okay, I'm going to try it and see. Very interesting.
No, I didn't put it back.
Huh.
Did I move it? Just get it out of the way? Did I set it down? Did it fall? No? Did I put the laptop on top of it?
I know you had it in your hand.
Yeah, well,
that was the first thing you lifted up.
What did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. It's right in front of my face. All right, now I'm going to just go down to this start menu down here. See if we can zoom this in a bit.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is type in disk management, and I'll just start typing DISKM, and you'll see create and format hard disk partitions, if this will focus, comes up automatically. Before I've even finished spelling it down here, that's already an option. Just hit enter. It's going to see that there's a drive in there that hasn't been formatted, and it'll ask us to do that now, to partition it rather.
Right.
So all you have to do through this is click OK. And it'll say down here that this drive is unallocated. It means there's no format. We right click, say new simple volume, and then we'll hit next, next, next. If you want to give it a drive, a different name, I just clear the name out. It defaults to just say new volume. Make sure that a quick format is selected, or you may be here a while. Hit next and finish. And this unallocated will then be healthy. And that's it. Now we've got drive C and drive D again.
Amazing.
Now, I don't remember which one was drive 1 or drive 2 of these two drives. But remember, we don't have to clone anything other than the C drive. Everything else we can just plug right in and explore it and copy the data from here to the D drive. Just copy and paste.
Can you look at it?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. So I plugged it in.
Oh, that's what you mean by
and
explore.
I'm going to go, yeah, I'm going to explore the drive. We'll go to, let's see, this PC. I want to look for, yeah, this says OSG. So that's your old C drive. So this is not the right drive, right? I had a choice, 50-50. I picked the one we cloned. This is the OS drive.
I'll put it over here.
This is the drive we want to copy now. This one. I keep forgetting the camera's so zoomed in there. Now these are mechanical drives. That means they have spinning platters and a head that's moving back and forth. So when it has power, don't touch it, don't bump it, don't move it. So that's plugged in. Like I'm sliding it across the table, but avoid bumping it. In fact, avoid moving it altogether. I just wanted it in the camera shot. So once again, I'm gonna go down here to the File Explorer and look at this PC, and we'll look at, local disk F, and this has some data on it, and I'm simply going to hit Control A to highlight all that data, then right mouse click and select copy, or you could select move. Go to the new D drive, which is all empty now, right click and then paste. And you'll need to provide administrator access. That's fine, do it. It's only going to move 5. Well, no, take it back. It's moving 3,800 items. It was about 100 gigs of data. It says it needs 2 hours. We'll let it run. We'll let it run.
2 hours?
It, you know, maybe, maybe not. It'll take what it'll take. Oh, I see what the problem is. I think I'm plugged into a USB 2 port.
Yeah.
So let's cancel. Let's cancel.
Tell me when you want it plugged in.
Go ahead and unplug it, and go ahead and put me into a USB 3 port. We'll see if that's going to be any faster. Thank you. And I'm just going to do the same thing again. I know I'm going to be blocking the screen, and I apologize for that. I'm just doing the exact same thing. Control A, right click, copy, go to drive D, right click, paste, and then hopefully this will work faster. We'll replace the same files we already did. $209 gigs is what it's going to move. But our speed's already much faster. We were at 25, and now we're at 110. That's about the limit of how fast that drive can transfer data. Okay, so, well, we're waiting. If anybody has any questions for me, we'll take some questions from the audience. Let me take a look back and see if I've missed any contributions, and we'll just sort of stall for time. as the computer operates and copies from your old mechanical drive to your newly freshly installed solid state drive.
Voila.
Rich Robbins wants to show hidden and system items. There should be no hidden or system items on drive D, so I'm not worried about that. We did not clear out the metal shavings. There really wasn't much in the sense of, well, you put the drive in. I didn't see you do it. Did you see metal shavings in there? Because I had the drill on reverse, if there were any. It's a good thought, though. I should have checked it, but you got ahead of me.
Well,
but I know if you'd have seen it, you'd have said something. Because you used to do, what were you doing for a living? Weren't you an engineer or something?
Oh, engineering technician, yep.
So did you work with electronics?
Oh, yes.
So if there were metal shavings in there, you wouldn't have just put it in there, right? You would have, because it's part of who you are.
Exactly. Okay. I would have noticed something. Ask my wife, she'll let you know. How did you notice there was a screw in that tire? That's kind of crazy. How'd you notice that?
Because I put it there.
Because I notice things that's weird like that. Yeah, this last one, there was no shavings at all. I was surprised.
Yeah, I should have had the drill on reverse when I went, and I shouldn't have tried that screw extractor. That thing is such a big waste of money. I'm so disappointed in it. Just do it old school. Sometimes the old school ways are still the best. John Wilson says they do make reverse drill bits just for this. Well, the regular ones seem to do the trick.
Yeah. Because I've removed screws before where the head broke off, you know, but they were larger bolts. Yeah, right, Lyle.
And that reminded us that when we put the second drive in, we didn't take the battery out. And again, I want to remind people that removing the battery is just a safety precaution that's just good practices. It is not always required, and especially when I'm on a live video and time is of the essence and I'm being held up, I do tend to take some shortcuts to keep things moving along. However, that being said, removing a hard drive with the power off on the machine is not very risky, battery or no battery. That being said, there is a very slight risk. By taking the battery, all the risk is removed.
Yep.
So that's why it's a good idea to do it. But it's nice to know there's people out there that will point out every little mistake I make, but this is the internet, and I suppose it's a good thing so that people aren't misled.
And believe it or not, the videos that I've seen on YouTube, some of them took the battery pack off and some left it on.
Yeah. So what I'll do is say, do as I say, not as I do. You know,
it's good to be safe than sorry.
Well, if you've never done it before, if you're a do-it-yourselfer and you're sort of entering in this for the first time, we want you to be successful. We want you to take all the right safety precautions. If you've been doing this for 28, 29 years, like I have, you don't need to be watching this video so for me to show you how to do it. You already know, and you already know it's not a big deal. But for your first timers out there, it's important that you're not using power tools and you're being very gentle. You're not forcing anything, and you're removing all sorts of power just to increase the likelihood of your success and to decrease the likelihood of any accidental damage or collateral damage. So that's why those sort of boilerplate statements are in there, and it's why sometimes I don't follow my own advice. The confidence, it can be helpful or it can get in the way. You know, it's one of those things. And on a live video, it is what it is. You know, if it's going to humble me, it's going to humble me in front of 750 people or whatever we have watching right now.
I'm sorry, I love doggies.
Is Jimmy saying hello there?
Go ahead, Jimmy, say hi.
What's up, my boy? You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy.
You can't say hi, Lyle?
You're going to help me fix this laptop? Squish your face. Squish it.
Let's see here.
I got it. No, it's mine. It's my face. boy, you can smack a dog hard enough to flatten a cat.
Wow, 8% complete.
Lyle is so not interested. Look at those teeth. Smile. Is that Wayne's Indio? Lyle's like, what's that sound? Lyle just had his 8th birthday here, and he was probably 1 or 2 when we rescued him. So he's getting old. You're getting old, Lyle. I don't care. Think I care?
He said, what do you mean? I smell food.
That's right.
Or dog treats.
Copy says it needs 1 hour and 25 minutes to go.
Ta-da.
You thirsty yet?
Pardon?
Are you thirsty yet?
Sure.
What would you like? Water, Coke, Sprite?
I'll have a Coke.
You'll have a Coke? You want it in a bottle or a can?
Doesn't make any difference.
Let's get you a bottle.
A bottle.
Do you like regular Coke or Diet Coke?
Give me a diet.
Thank God.
Because I know you like regular.
So I ordered this, I don't know, that's not diet, it's 0 sugar. Does that interest you?
Sure.
This is, I'll
give
show
it
to
a try.
This is from the Stranger Things Season 3 promotion that Coca-Cola is doing. So it's, the label's slightly different. And I'm like, I'm not drinking that.
You know what?
But if you don't like it, I'll get you a different one. How about that?
You know, it looks like the regular size Coca-Cola when it started.
Were you around when they started in the 1800s?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
I'm not kidding you. They were like 6 ounces.
5 cents. That's before Americans were all 300 pounds.
There you go.
Well, if that's not any good, you tell me and I'll get you a regular Coke. Don't feel obligated. I am just wanting to get rid of it.
Where'd it come from?
Coke?
I mean, where did you order it from, or where did you get it?
I ordered it from CokeStore.com. And CokeStore.com has an ongoing promotion for $20, which is ridiculous. They send you that, another bottle, and 2 cans of new Coke from 1985, which I tried on camera.
Guess what?
And it's disgusting.
They don't make them anymore. So for a limited time at CokeStore.com, you can get 2 cans of new Coke with 2 bottles that have the special logo for Stranger Things. And this is the original 1985 new Coke formula that they've recreated specifically for this promotion. There's a lot of kids and millennials that like, what's the big deal? Try it and you'll see what the big deal is. It's disgusting. So I did these on camera, but it's the, there's your classic Coke can and then your new Coke can, which is more or less how it looked in the 80s, except of course the cans were thicker. It didn't have that, they were a solid cylindrical, if you remember. They weren't made out of
harder,
aluminum.
like you had to have muscles to crush a can.
I better not watch out. I don't want to touch
Not like today.
that.
Today you just...
I remember a long time ago, vending machines had, and they also have...
Did it say
the
open
city,
at the other end?
the city, the city and state on the bottom.
Yeah, well in Michigan you'd have like your deposit for the bottle. Some states, where they do that. Arizona, we don't recycle glass. Let's see. What have I missed in the chat room? Michael Dane has contributed $5. Thank you to Michael. Let's see if I missed any other contributions down here. Pass to Me has contributed €10. He says, for the best tech channel on YouTube, thank you, Carey. Well, thank you, Pass to Me. I appreciate that very much. And I know there was somebody there that contributed through PayPal. I need you to speak up again. I want to turn you into a moderator because I just verified that. Looks like the same floor tile. I thought he was getting new. All my floor tile is here. It's just not installed yet. That installation, when you don't see any new videos for a week, that'll be because my floor is going out and the new floor is going in, and it's going to take about a week. Peter wants to know if I'm building any 3rd gen Ryzen PCs on my channel. I build what people order. I don't sell computers and I don't sell computer parts. Yeah. Just like you brought those drives over, you asked me which drives to buy. I advised you based on my recommendation of research of what you had. This is the first time I've seen this laptop. Despite knowing you all these years, I've never worked on it before. Nope. So the research I did, the drives, what you were expecting with regards to warranty and price, reliability, manufacturer, met all of your requirements. I said, when you get the drives, call me. You can bring the computer over here and we'll do the job. So if you want to see something on this channel, you just work with me in providing it, and I'll be happy to put it together and ship it to you. That's how it works here. This is a real tech channel. I'm not an enthusiast or a hobbyist, and I'm just sharing the work that customers pay me to do with you.
It's amazing how slow the hard drive is.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We only have to do this once.
I'm just gonna...
You ready for a chair?
Yeah.
Make yourself comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, you smell Zachariah on me, don't you? You smell my doggy on me. Yeah.
Jesse Kirk's just contributed $10. He says, in my humble opinion, you're the best. Great stream, gents. That's one fast system now that the SSDs are installed. Great job. Happy Friday and have a great weekend. Jesse, your generosity is second to none. Thank you so much for your support and contribution. I'm sure Martin thanks you as well. Peter Joseph Edwards says, I love watching your builds, Carey. Well, hopefully we'll have some builds coming up here very soon. Well, maybe not next week. We'll see. We have other things going on.
You're going to be building a floor.
I won't be building it. I just have to get everything out of the kitchen, all the furniture, all the camera equipment. The floor has to be, nothing can be on it. So, but this floor was put in so poorly, it should just fall right out. I don't think it's going to be hard work. The hardest work will be lifting it and taking it out to the dumpster. There's Dennis Kine. Let's make Dennis a moderator. Thank you, Dennis. Is it worth buying the best motherboard and then save on other components? That's really just an individual decision. It's like, should I get the appetizer or should I just buy a big meal? There's certain things people ask that only they can answer. You know what I mean? It's which item on the menu should I eat? Is the chicken better than the steak or the fish? One person will say one thing, someone else will say something else.
Oh, hell yeah. It depends what you're hungry for.
Right.
Isn't that right?
Right. And I'm not a big fan of buying the best motherboards because they're Lyle has just stolen your box. Boy. Lyle. Where's that box? There's a box over there, boy. And I can't get him on camera. Lyle. Lyle. You want an SSD? You want an SSD?
An SSD box.
Come here. No, he wants a cookie.
Yeah, your dad knows
I
what
guess
you
we
want.
can give them cookies. They're close to their dinner time, and they've already had cookies, but they got me trained.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're just going to take it? Everybody in? Come on. Come on. We're all a team. You too. All right. Good boys. Now get out of here. You bother me. Yeah, hopefully those tiles will be out very soon.
Very interesting.
I want to change this screensaver timer because it's driving me crazy.
Increase the time. Screensaver should have been alternating.
Oh, it's on 3 minutes.
Yeah, well.
Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it to none for right now. So that way we don't have that interruption.
Yep.
Here, why don't we bring the chair over here? There you go. Put you right here and everybody can see you.
That's a problem.
I don't think so.
Salute. Yeah.
Maybe I'll join you in your toast. Ah, this is the other Stranger Things labeled. See how the Coke label, the Coke symbols like outlined like Stranger Things. You have Netflix? You know what I'm talking about? It's a TV show.
Netflix?
Never mind. Forget I said anything. You good with that? You want a regular Coke? Is that just...
I'm fine.
All right.
It's good. It's amazing how small that is.
Makes me feel like a giant.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you like this 5-minute job?
5-minute job, right? 5 minutes for each screw that couldn't come out. That was amazing how you found out just by reversing. Boom, took it right out.
My buddy is on a cruise and he just texted me that he's in Canada. They're going the Alaskan Inner Passage. Whole families together, sibling, parents. He's 52, his dad is in his 80s. He thinks it'll be sort of the last sort of family. It's a big deal.
I remember when I was living up there in Kirkland, Washington, could get on these cruises. If they weren't filled up, the company would make them available to me, because I was working at Boeing at the time, you know, for real cheap. But the problem is I couldn't get off work to use them.
Yeah, that is a problem, isn't it? We work hard to earn money, and you just hope somebody's at the house enjoying the thing you're working so hard to pay for.
Yeah.
That's, you know, when I could afford the best gaming system I ever and play any game I want, I don't have time to play the games.
Yep.
So what did you do for Boeing? You want to talk about that at all?
I was a manufacturing engineer in the planning department on how to put the plane together.
Insert tab B into slot A?
Well, basically. I was in the avionics part.
Wait, did you write the directions?
Wire bundles, you know how they made the wire harnesses and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And then inserting them in the
You're
aircraft.
the insane person that designed those things with all the big bundles of wires?
I was the only one that
could make any
went
sense
out there and figured out how to do it and then put it in writing.
So did you design or did you document or both?
No, I didn't design. The design engineers would design, and I would figure out how to put it together, how to build it, how to fabricate, and then after it's fabricated, installed in the aircraft.
And those were the steps to fabricate and install what was designed?
Yeah. Yep.
I bet that took some patience.
Put it this way.
I think you've already said it.
Between being employed at Boeing and Lockheed, I enjoyed Lockheed better because I got it was totally different, even though it was the same title.
So your advice for the young engineers is go, if you have a choice between Lockheed and Boeing, you want, they're the same company now though, aren't they?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Lockheed is Martin? What is it, Lockheed?
Yeah, Lockheed Martin, I think it is, yeah.
Christoph S. just contributed €5 and he said, IT thinks every job is a 5-minute job. Or IT management, yeah.
Yeah, Murphy's Law prevailed on this one.
You know what? When you get into a job, you simply cannot watch enough YouTube videos or read enough online articles about it to prepare you for what you will encounter. It is unlikely that everything will go exactly like the video. Now, if it does, that's all well and good. The important thing is to have the right attitude, and of course it can lead you to other videos, how to remove stuck screws or tiny stuck screws as the case may be. And what worked for me, and I want to reiterate this, is a titanium screw drill bit that because if you're using drill bits designed for wood, you'll be there forever.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah,
you can't
just ruin your drill bit, and you're like nothing's happening. So a nice titanium drill bit. It should be small enough to fit into the threads that are torn, and not much bigger than that. And then just keep it on reverse and push down hard on the driver, but be very cautious that the driver doesn't go through the motherboard. You don't want to. You still want to be able to retract that driver in an instant if something should slip or go sideways on you. And even try short bursts if necessary, or if you really feel uncomfortable, stop and take it to somebody professional to do.
And be patient.
And this is a Dell XPS, what was the model?
17.1.
No, that's the size of the screen. I remember the name of the model.
Yeah, it was the XPS, yeah.
Yeah, they have a whole series of XPS. This is the large 17-inch XPS that was available back in 2011, 2012.
Yeah, and heavy.
Yeah, well, if it's got a 17-inch screen, it's going to be heavy. I mean, that comes with the territory. Bigger screen requires more power. That means a bigger battery. Bigger batteries where all your weight is at.
Yeah.
But it also means a physically larger laptop that can offer you the option of 2 internal drives. You won't find that on anything but a 17-inch or larger laptop. I've never seen 2 drives on anything smaller than that.
Yeah, this came out and they had an SSD for it. But of course, the price was ridiculous.
Oh, sure. Well, it's like automotive manufacturers charging for a GPS. It's like, really? $100 GPS from Ford built into the car is an $800 option or some ridiculous thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or it used to be, anyway. All right.
We got about 3 more hours.
It says an hour and 50 minutes, but we're clearly 40% or so, 38%.
Oh, good.
33% through it, so we're a third of the way there.
I'm surprised when the thing booted up the way it did, how fast it went. Good
Oh, wait till
grief.
you sit down to use it. When you get it home and you start using it, it'll be like a new machine. It's going from a mechanical drive on a desktop or a laptop is the single best investment you can make on an older computer. If you're like, am I going to see the difference? Is it worth it? Yes, it is. Ask anybody who's done it.
Well, I have software on this that I didn't want to buy another laptop and then have to buy all the darn software, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's the same thing everybody says. Yeah, they're worried about losing their software.
Uh-huh.
If anybody's got any questions for me, any technical questions, I'll do my best to provide you answers to them. And
Pull up a chair.
maybe I'll just come scoot back over here with you. You no, you stay right there. Because I don't want you to hide behind that laptop screen. I got this shirt from a company called Into the AM. And it's hanging on the back of the chair because I haven't put it away yet. So I'll be wearing that in the future. I'm just a fashion model. Do you like chicken?
Yes.
Do you like chicken skin?
Oh, I heard about those.
So
And I'm just wondering, how can they do...
this company is called Chicken Skin, and they sell the skins of the chicken that are cooked. I guess they're fried skins. And they have different flavors, like this is the OG, the original. There's tom yum, buffalo wings, salt and vinegar, salt and pepper. Now, unless you have any dietary
Am I going to be
restrictions-
the guinea pig? Thank you, sir.
Tell me what you think of that.
Smells like chicken.
You ready to die now?
Almost
your
tastes
life
like
complete?
a pork rind, but chicken instead.
They kind of look like pork rinds, but they're not airy. Oh yeah, he's gonna freak out. What do you think?
I'll eat them. I like...
These are available online at chickenskin.com. They're $6 a bag. I should get them to sponsor me. You think they would? Send me a free box of chicken skins?
How would you go about doing that?
What, getting them to sponsor me? I write them a letter, an email, a letter. How old am I? I go, hey guys, just wanted to let you know I enjoy your product. I showed it on my video channel, which has 253,000 subscribers and 30 million views.
Now, will this come up as a...
I don't really hit them with a sponsorship or anything. I just want you to know. Showed off your product, really enjoy it. Shared it with my audience. And then I wait to see what they say. They might just say, okay, thanks. Or they might say, hey, would you be interested in trying these other things? So I'm a terrible salesman. I don't like to hit people up like... Help yourself to those, by the way. I just sealed it up because
I'm just wondering what
OCD.
the...
And this, you want to try other
what the
flavors.
damage is.
You want to try other flavors? There's salt and pepper, or I have tom yum, whatever that means. I have, oh, this is my wife's favorite. You got to try these. This is barbecue bacon flavor.
Barbecued bacon. Never heard of barbecued bacon.
Have you ever put bacon on a barbecue?
Oh. Amazing.
Tell me what you really think.
I mean, the difference between this package and that one.
Well, this is plain, and I'm a plain guy, you know, so I like the plain. And then they have a buffalo wing flavor, which is in here somewhere. The OG, what's this one? The OG. I got a bunch of OGs and salt and pepper. I guess my wife ate all the buffalo wing flavor already. Well, just enjoy. I'm sure the microphone's picking up every crunch. That's all right.
I remember
Drives
you
some
were...
people crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't have any for you guys.
Would you guys like one? Here. I can't be that cruel. I can't be that cruel.
No.
2 small ones.
I just...
You better chew it. They're not spoiled at all.
I could tell.
ASMR.
Hey, Carey.
Yeah.
That's my...
There's your dog?
Uh-huh.
What's your dog's name?
Zachariah. Zach for short.
Well, Zach's missing out on some chicken skin. How old is Zachariah?
He'll be 10 in September.
10, yeah.
He's a...
You had him all 10?
Turned out to be a real good boy.
Yeah, how does he feel you turned out? Look at how nice he sits in the car. Why don't you do that?
See, that's what he does, same as yours.
Just passed out in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
Apparently you have to go online to see what the damage is with regards to sodium and protein and carbs. The website is CHICK, the letter N, skin, S-K-I-N, chicknskin.com. And they frequently sell out. You have to wait. You have to keep revisiting the website until the latest batches come in. And
they're good, but
I'll tell you what, it's $6 a bag and you order 10 bags and then you have to pay $5 for shipping. It's weird to spend $65 on junk food. Like for me, and I'm with somebody who eats a lot of junk food, that's even weird for me. But then I figure, well, it'll last me a while, right? See how Lyle suddenly...
Hey, you see that?
You can't smell it. Lyle is suddenly my best buddy. Sorry, boy, you got some gunk around your eyes.
Yeah, you guys are good doggies for... Yeah. Yep. These are definitely good.
They're addictive, aren't they?
But I could feel the surge of
blood pressure.
Junk food.
Well, you know, moderation in all things, right? They don't have to swing it to one extreme to the other.
They
Just
are
find a balance.
Definitely different, aren't they?
What a world.
Yeah.
Your battery is running low. Aren't we plugged in?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't. I unplugged it from the wall.
Oh. No wonder it's
silly
low.
me. Silly me. There we go. Michael Dane wants to know about Popeye's chicken. Not a fan of that Louisiana style. I'll tell you what I don't like about Popeye. You ever eat at Popeye's?
Yep.
Everything tastes like it was cooked a half an hour ago. That's what I like. When you order something, they've got these, you know, cooked chicken under heat lamps.
Yep.
And when they give it to me, it tastes like it's been under that heat lamp for quite some time. The alternative is they cook it fresh, and then when they give it to you, it's lava, and you have to wait about half an hour for it to cool down. Maybe not a half hour, but a good 10 minutes. It's still really hot in the center, and especially if it's bone-in chicken, easily a half an hour before bone-in chicken gets cool. Yeah. But like chicken tenders, things like that, and that's my biggest complaint with Popeyes. For me, Church's chicken is the better deal. KFC is just disgusting to me. I'm not sure if they're just finding stray cats and dogs. Or, I don't know. I don't know.
Stray rodents in the kitchen.
I don't know. It's just not. I like their wedge potatoes, but that's about it.
The Popeyes, my wife and I both. Yeah, We
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. That is the best. Everything is very fresh. And I would say, and the only comparison, it might be Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is very good.
Oh,
but Cane's chicken fingers, I think, is outstanding because you can tell it's fresh. It's not frozen, and it's made to order. And it's just chicken fingers. They don't serve anything but chicken fingers.
Wow.
That's on the menu, chicken fingers. Would you like chicken fingers, or chicken fingers?
Yeah.
And you can get it with some French fries, some Texas toast, and that's pretty much the menu.
Wow.
And the proceeds go to animal charities. The guy
really
had a dog, a little golden retriever or yellow lab named Raising Cane. Mm. And he named the, it's one of those stories where he had this business idea. Louisiana College, I don't know the name of the college, LSU maybe. And it's kind of like the FedEx story, you know, the professor says that's a dumb idea that'll never take off. It's not sustainable.
And all of a sudden
there was a fraternity that had shut down, and he bought the building or rented the building and opened the first one there on campus. And they've opened up around the country since then. He's on cane number 3 at this point. Every time the dog gets old and dies, he gets another one just like it. Becomes Cane the Second. Cane the Second, I think, just passed last year. Now we're on Cane the Third. And these dogs live to be, 15 years old. So it's not like he's not an overnight success. This is a lot of time put into this. But the freshness of their food is
outstanding.
You can just I can tell when you eat enough of this Popeyes and KFC, and then you go to Cane's or Chick-fil-A, it's a different tasting. The texture is different. I don't know. I just like it.
There's something about Popeyes that it just doesn't set right. I can't describe it.
Yeah, for me, it's just every time I order the food, it just tastes like it's been under heat lamps for way too long. I would rather wait and have them cook it when I order it. And again, I'm talking about chicken tenders. I'm not talking about
bone-in.
Yeah, the bone-in is usually fine under the heat lamps. That's fine. And it takes too long to cook and too long to cool down. Way too long. I can get freshly, bone-in chicken from anywhere, and I won't be able to bite into it without burning the roof of my mouth for about half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour. It takes a long time to cool down.
There's nothing worse than peeling skin off the roof of your...
Yeah, when your mouth is like rubber and you can't taste anything for a month. Totally worth it.
Yeah. So
today's Friday. Is it Friday? TGIF. You got a check?
No, I was gonna.
It's Friday.
I was gonna mention. What yesterday was?
It's Friday. Take my word for it. Let me see if I missed any questions. I invited questions and I didn't look because of the delay. Let me see what I got.
We're getting off schedule here.
Dennis Kine is saying good night. Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for contributing to the channel. Winston Angloos contributed $5 Canadian. Have you tried Jollibee's Chicken Joy of the Philippines? Safe to say that would be a big no. Never been to the Philippines. Michael Pepper says the best chicken I've ever had was at a gas station in Arkansas. It doesn't surprise me because the food at gas stations is becoming incredibly good. And I remember when we were doing some work on a Subaru and a guy brought over a pizza from the QT gas station. Oh, it's actually pretty good pizza. Where's this from? The gas station. I'm like, never in my life would I have ever thought that there would come a day where I thought pizza from a gas station was actually quite good. So they're making some changes.
I lived over in Thailand for a year, and I think I've had almost everything they had over there.
Yeah. You're a brave eater, are you?
Compliments of Uncle Sam's Air Force. Oh yeah, they had some interesting stuff. The only thing I couldn't handle was a dried squid. That was...
Ugh. Any squid at all would be disgusting. Any funny stories from Boeing?
What was that?
Do you have any funny stories from Boeing?
Yeah, I retired.
Was that funny for you or funny for them?
Well, it was fun for me.
Fun.
It's, I don't know if